My name's Beverly Wardlow, and I've been asked to give some remarks about our precious Apostle Judy Shaw. How did I meet her? I met her at a women's conference about 22 years ago, and she struck me as a kindred spirit, a sister friend, immediately resonating with my heart, and we connected. I had her come and do several conferences at my church where my husband and I pastored, and so we've had a wonderful relationship that has transcended into sisterhood. I think my relationship with her consists of friendship, mentoring, just intimate conversation, frank discussions, and some uninhibited avenues. And what kind of impact has she made on my life? I value her wisdom and her kindness and her discernment, and she's brought a lot of spiritual and natural and soulful impact in my life. Does Judy deserve a relaunch? I think everybody deserves a relaunch. I think that she has evolved over the years, and now she is at a pinnacle of her ministry. She's beautiful and vibrant. God has given her favor of years and health and energy and passion and determination, wisdom and insight and forthtelling. So yes, absolutely, the world needs to see her. And sometimes when you have been going on the same road all the time, people don't really see you, and so this relaunch will allow people to re-see her, and I love that. And Judy Shaw will always be a dynamic woman of God. She will always be a sister friend, and I will always have her in my life, and I'm very, very happy about that. I just want to say, I am Judy Shaw. God bless.
Hello, I am Judy Shaw. This is my pleasure to do this little video as you begin your relaunch. Again, I want to say blessings to you and wishing you the best in this coming year. There's some questions that they had here that we could address, and I certainly feel like I am qualified to answer them. The first one says, when did we meet? The truth is, I didn't meet you, you met me. You were here first. So you met me, and I've known you all of my life. I don't remember when we met. I just remember knowing you. And that's a blessing. So we had a very organic beginning. Secondly, what does our relationship consist of? Well, you have been a friend, a mother, a pastor, a leader, a auntie, I don't know, wingman, so all kinds of things. But most of all, you have been a blessing in my life, someone to encourage me and push me towards purpose. So I thank you for that. Thirdly, what impact have you made? A lasting impact. I think every time I get into any kind of snare, any kind of burden or problem, I can hear you saying something that encourages me, whether it was on a personal level or ministry or from the word. There are so many things that you have imparted into my life that help me even now. Number 4 says, do you deserve a relaunch? I guess you deserve one. Of course, my belief is that you're constantly reinventing yourself every time you say yes. I said that. Because it's who you are. And the more you tap into your you evolve into who you are becoming. So I bless this relaunch and know that it's going to be fruitful and a blessing to you. Lastly, says, Judy Shaw will always be blank. And I say, will always be blessed. You will always be in my thoughts. You will always be in my prayers. And as long as you keep focusing intentionally upon who you are and what you're supposed to do, you will always be successful. So I bless you in this relaunch. Enjoy your new day, I guess you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. But all I say is be you, go forward, be blessed, and bless the people. I love you much.
Hey, hello everybody. Hi. My name is Pastor Mike Brown. Pastor Mike Brown, I'm a pastor of the Church of Jesus Metro Pentecostal Church International, which is based in Kenya. And I do lots of traveling internationally, reaching people by giving them hope of Jesus Christ. I am a Christian, I'm saved, born again, and I've been in the ministry for the last 30 years by the grace of God. And it just happened. Today is a great day. I want to talk about my friend and my dear sister, Dr. Apostle Judy Shaw. Judy Shaw, she's an amazing lady that God connected me, that I met in 2008 when we had a great mission in Africa in the city of Mombasa. And it happened among the great preachers that were coming from America. She was one of them to be in that mission, together with other preachers that all encamped in Mombasa to bring the hope and the gospel of Jesus. 2008 was the most tough time in Kenya history because we had just had a very bad political post-election violence whereby many people lost their life. There was a lot of losses in life, and I was among the victims. And that's why I got invited to Mombasa with one of the pastors so that I can be healed or being blessed. And during that season, I brought my Maasai church. I have a great church and a great move of God in the Maasai land. When I brought the Maasai land, it was amazing that when time came for Judy Shaw to preach, she had more of the word for the Maasai people than the people of Mombasa and the entire country. And as a result of that, I requested her that if God opens the door, I would like her to visit the Maasai church and be a blessing to the Maasai church. It was only a year later where she came with my friend from England, Ken Gott, and another preacher, Trevor Becker. They came to Maasai, but she came for 3 weeks, and the other one joined us about a week later. And during that time, we visited many places. And when is the time I knew this was a God-sent woman to bring hope in the Maasai and even to the land of Kenya. She was already has been in Kenya before, but that was the first time I personally met her, and we got connected, and she became a mother, a friend, a sister, and an apostle, and even an advisor that she has advised me with my family, with my children. The family loves her so much. So she's one of our relatives, as I can say. And as a result of that, I've been able to visit her several times in America, able to preach with her in various places in the land. And in Kenya, she was made a queen of the Maasai, whereby not only she was being a blessing to the Maasai, she imparted the life of many people, including helping us to build a school for the Maasai girls and bring a clinic. And it was amazing what the impact she has in the city of Nakuru, our church. She prophesied how God gonna lift up the city. During the time she came, we were just a normal church with a few of hundreds people. But now, by the grace of God, from the day I ever met her to this time, I am commanding thousands, if not millions of souls that have come through the connection we have had with Sister Judy. During the time I've been with her, she has been able to reach the nations of Kenya leaders, from the president to the lowest person, from the prime minister to the people, even you can't imagine. She's the person I've taken her to be in the best hotel, and then she has gone to sleep even in the ghetto, where I cannot believe a preacher of her caliber could preach in the same place I've ever seen. One of the outstanding transformation or contribution she has made into my life is when I took her to a land in Africa in 2010, and I took her to a place called Turkana. This is a semi-arid to reach the unreached. And when we went there, there was a bad 2 tribes in Kenya. They were fighting, and they have been fighting for many, many years. It has been a tribal tension in that place. We had to hire the police, the military, to escort us to get to the place. And the day came when Judy Shaw was given an opportunity to preach. She connected the 2 tribes by taking their stick, joining them together, and asking them to promise they will never fight again. That worked the following day, where the 2 tribes warriors came together and they asked each other for forgiveness. But the most outstanding miracle, when she took oil and poured on the ground, that was not the first time. The first time was in the Maasai land, when she poured the oil on the ground and broke the power of drought. But this time she poured, I expected that, but she poured the oil and she broke the power of poverty in that land and call upon oil. For those who can do research right now, the only place in Kenya where we have crude oil, where you go down, you get oil and well of water, is the place called Turkana. And that really transformed my life when I saw how God is using her. And so I am looking forward, and I believe God is not yet finished with her. So this idea of getting Judy Shaw relaunch is one of the things that I'm really looking forward. Kenya is waiting for you, my sister. The world is waiting for you. And I think it's the high time you need to get ready for the transformation. I have seen her moving with anointing in England. We have been with her in Britain, other nations, Uganda, Tanzania, and even what we call Ghana. But amazingly, it's what I know. And the testimony I can stand with it is that this is a woman of God walking with the signs and wonders. One day I took her to the dump site, and there is this woman that had a hip replacement, and we were trying to raise some money to help her to go and get hip replacement. And in my shock, Judy rushed there and took the hand of this woman who was sitting down on the ground, has no wheelchair, only with a walking stick, and she commanded the woman to walk. Right now, I have good news. Not only the woman walked, she got saved, she got delivered, and now she's one of the greatest pastors in Kenya. And we have been able to reach people in the hospital, in the prison, thousands of people. She's one of the darling of the people in prison. They look forward to see her. And together we have baptized thousands of people who have been in maximum prison and other bad places. And so I have good news to say, you deserve. And I wish you all the best. And in this year of 2022, may God take you to the next level. Shalom. This is Pastor Mike Brown from Kenya Metro Church. I love you all.
Hey family, Bishop Robert Stearns here. I am so honored and excited to talk for a minute about my friend Judy Shaw and the Judy Shaw relaunch. So excited about this. First of all, let me say, you don't meet Judy Shaw, you encounter Judy Shaw. This woman walks in a sense of the Lord's presence, purpose, and prophetic insight like few people I have encountered in the world. If you are listening, you are going to hear wisdom pour forth from her. She is a well of wisdom, godly counsel. She is able to speak into all different kinds of areas. Not only the church realm, but relationships, business, government. I have seen her time and time again move as the Lord's ambassador, a kingdom ambassador, into spheres of influence and power. When you connect to Judy Shaw, your life gets supercharged. Your life begins to advance. So I can't just say enough about how excited I am for this next season of ministry and effectiveness that she is stepping into. I believe that that double portion anointing is about to be released. So I am Judy Shaw. Be a part of this movement. Be a part of this relaunch. God bless you, Judy. Thank you for paying the price, in the secret place that so many of us are reaping the benefit from. I love you. God bless you.
Hi, this is Gwen Curry, and I have known Apostle Judy Shaw for about 50 years now, maybe 55 years, when I was in junior high school. And right out of college, we worked together at General Motors, and I was saved, and she was my inspiration to get saved. And I became a pastor, and she visited me several times, and she preached all down through North Carolina. And I just love her, and she's my best friend. I know she's a lot of people's best friend, but she is my best friend. And her ministry is profound, and I've been inspired by her for a really long time. I love you. I love Pastor Judy, and I'm thankful for her. So all that she's got coming to her is profound, and it's for her for the rest of her life. She is blessed, and I'm always here for her. God bless you in your new endeavor, Pastor Apostle Judy Shaw. Bye-bye.
Hey there, Spring Hume here, and I get an opportunity to speak about Apostle Judy Shaw for just a few moments. I don't know that I have enough time to unload all of it. I had the opportunity to meet Apostle Judy maybe 7 years ago. I'd say 7 years ago in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, at one of her annual conferences that she was hosting. I was actually there with one of the speakers, and wow. I had heard of her and prior to meeting her, but when I met her, I was wowed. I really was wowed. She is such a woman of integrity, of character. She's kingdom-minded. And, you know, we say that often about people, and it's the right thing to say, but she's it. Like, she is those things. What we see behind a pulpit, or as she's leading a leadership meeting, or sitting in a board of directors, or at another nation doing something, what we see, what the people see, is really who she is. Like, she lives the life that she speaks of, and that speaks volumes to me. Her words carry weight because she lives them, and I love that. I think that's probably one of my most favorite things about her, is there's not a facade. Like, what you see is what you get, down to the core of her being, and that is huge. Our relationship, from the moment we met, there was just a connection, and we stayed in touch. She lived in Sioux Falls and I lived in California, but there was just this God connect, if you will. And our relationship continued to grow over the years. And really, to be honest, I was just like, how can I serve this woman? She has so much in her, and I just want to serve her. And we've been able to minister together. I've been able to travel with her and sit in meetings with her, and watch and glean from her as she teaches and instructs and leads and guides and prophesies and preaches and coaches, and it's phenomenal. Her wheelhouse is large. She has many, many skills, and her reach is so wide, so far. It's so far, and it crosses so many barriers. Who she is, it crosses cultural barriers. It crosses economic barriers. It crosses language barriers, even different belief systems. It crosses that, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal to see. It's phenomenal to be a part of, to be able to glean from. Over the years, she's become a spiritual mentor, a spiritual mother to me, and is such a voice of wisdom. She's my go-to in the good, and she's my go-to in the difficult times too. And she offers so much wisdom and so much insight and so much direction, and she loves really, really, really well. And so from the moment we met, she made a mark. She made a mark. It was like those branding tools, it's just, she left an impression on me. And I thought, man, this is a woman that I can learn a lot from. She represents the king and the kingdom better than most. And she's funny, and she's fun, and she's a good friend, and she's super relational and relatable, and all of those things as well. I hold her in very high esteem, as many do. She's, got this business mind, but this kingdom mindset, and offers a fresh perspective on things, and is constantly learning and growing, and always on the cutting edge. And so here we are, relaunch. Does Apostle Judy Shaw deserve a relaunch? Absolutely. Why? Because she's on the cutting edge. It's fresh. What she's carrying is fresh. What she has to offer her audience, the world, people at large, businesses, ministries, the person next door. What she has is fresh. What she's carrying is fresh, and it's for now. And so, to me, Judy Shaw, Apostle Judy Shaw, will always be relevant. She will always be relevant. She's carrying the voice of what is needed in the times that this world is in. She's a solutionist, and that's phenomenal. She's a strategist. It's amazing. She's a pillar in my world, and I'm grateful for that. And so let's relaunch. Let's ensure that everybody knows the new Judy Shaw. All that to say, I am Judy Shaw.